All right, while all of this still doesn't mean American travelers can get there, at least not easily or cheaply, to Cuba. The Now's Tara Hall here to break down what these changes mean for travel. Still a kind of a tough task to get to Cuba.
It is a tough task, even though it's 90 miles off the coast of Key West. And get this, Justin, out of all the countries in the world, Cuba remains the only one that is off limits to U.S. tourists. Now, while there is finally an official U.S. embassy in La Habana, travelers still can't just hop on a plane and go to Cuba to sip mojitos while they lounge on the beach. That said, travel agents tell me that steps like today's embassy opening are important because one of the next steps should be opening borders for jet setters to freely travel to and from both nations.
Every time that it hits the news, we all kind of respond like, whoa, is it going to change? Right now it hasn't changed, so it'll be just kind of a wait and see approach until we really see the lessening of the restrictions play out in the consumer marketplace.
All right, and there are still a few ways that you can get to Cuba.
All right, good news for those of us who love to travel. What are some of those?
All right, so in order to legally travel, and I emphasis on legally, U.S. citizens need approval from the Treasury Department. They also have to document their travel there. So it needs to be either an educational experience or you're helping the Cuban people. Here is a list. There are 6 there, and I'm just going to kind of move to the next screen. 6 more. So 12 total reasons that the U.S. government will allow U.S. travelers
a public performance
to go. Yes.
So if I can do some kind of juggling act,
we all know you
are
a talent at juggling.
I wish.
I think that might be a stretch, but journalism is covered. So folks like you and me have free reign to go. Now, important story coming up at 5 o'clock. Amy Hawley is doing an emotional report on how one woman and her family fled from Cuba 50 years ago. You'll definitely want to be sure to tune in tonight at 5 o'clock to see that. Really impactful story.
And I can host the Now Cuba. I can see it already.
We would love to see it.
And we asked our question about this today as well. The Now wants to know, is Cuba on your travel plans, on your travel bucket list? David said he's going. I'm going to Havana with a photo group in October. Cuba went from not being on my travel bucket list all the way to #1 overnight. While John also said yes. He said he would love to travel there before it's westernized, but not in the immediate future. You can still join the conversation right now on Facebook. Just like the 41 Action News page and comment now.
Police